Good morning. In keeping with the theme of April showers, I wanted to take you back, at least a little bit in my life, take you back 1 year to one of probably the most embarrassing moments of my entire life. One that could have crippled me, and it's not having lost my hands and feet. It was actually what I call a speaker's nightmare, of all things. A year ago, I was given the honor of coming back to my high school in Southern California to give a speech. They wanted to have the man who had overcome a flesh-eating bacteria that had taken my hands and feet, and they wanted to kind of welcome me and kind of celebrate my life, and they wanted me to talk to the student body and just basically kind of inspire them, to show them, how somebody who, to demonstrate how a person can have a challenge or difficulty in life can overcome and show that never give up spirit. Well, I was very excited to do it. I mean, after all, it was my high school. It was a place where I learned to be a little bit of the person that I am today. It's where I played baseball. It's where I learned to my ABCs and all those things. And it was also the place where I believe I began to learn the skill of never giving up and never quitting. So the big day comes, and I'm absolutely excited, but I'm absolutely, without a doubt, nervous. It was my biggest audience that I've had to date, about 500 to 600 students, and I really wanted to knock it home. I really wanted to hit that home run. I had dreamt about it. I had envisioned myself there. I expected applause and just telling them my stories of how I've overcome all the things that I've overcome and how it all began there at that beautiful school. But it wasn't like that. That's not what happened to me. It was a disaster. I can only tell you that on several occasions, as a speaker, I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
And I couldn't capture the moment again. And I'm like, how do I save face? So I would just walk around until something hit me. Yes, in this gym I hit a basketball shot. Right. No applause, and I had nothing else to say. And finally, they had to give the mic. They saw me struggling so bad, they gave the mic to my wife. And my wife saved me for a little while. She was able to put on a presentation. They had a screen set up, and she just, in her quickness to save me from that spot, she turned on a little video in about 2 minutes, and that video garnered some applause. But I think I started getting applause because people were embarrassed for me. I was absolutely devastated. I thought about never, ever going back on a stage again and presenting to anybody ever again. Right after that presentation, even though people, oh, good job, you could just feel that it wasn't a very good job. They were just being kind. We had to drive 4 hours through the desert from Southern California back here, and it was the longest ride ever. That 4-hour ride was more like 24 hours. I got home after silence the whole way, went to my bedroom, fell asleep, and woke up the next day. Now, the amazing thing about that particular day was that I could have chosen that day to give up that dream of speaking in front of an audience and being able to motivate kids after the challenge that I faced of having lost my hands and feet and still moving on. I could have just laid in my bed and said, that's it, over and done with, but that's not what I chose. I chose instead to continue moving forward. And I joined Toastmasters groups. I went to seminars, workshops, started reading books, started doing all those little things that somebody in my situation might have not have done to better themselves. And I just kept going and moving forward and moving forward. Before I knew it, I'm being invited to do a keynote in Orlando, Florida. And that keynote, somebody there in the audience saw and said, we have to get this guy and they sent me to Washington, D.C. And I was a featured speaker on stage with Michelle Obama. A representative from Nike saw me on stage there, and now I'm in negotiations to do a speech for them in September. But what would have happened had I given up that day after that catastrophe? I can't call it anything less. It was bad. But that's not who I am. That's not who I have been. If I had more time to share with you, at that school is where I began all the little, I guess, skills, learning the skills that I needed to learn not to give up. Fast forward to 2 years ago, when I was in a coma, fighting for my life, all the things that I've done in my life that have helped me learn not to give up may have saved my life. Because I knew how to react to my life's challenges and never giving up. As an adult, we all face challenges, and I could have gave up when me and my wife lost our home and we were homeless for a day. Could have given up then, but that's not what I learned to do. I learned how to keep moving forward, and we found a house, and we were able to overcome that. We could have gave up as a couple when we lost four pregnancies before we had our two children. So many times in life we want to give up, but I have learned not to give up, and now I have become a public speaker, and with the guidance of Toastmasters and everyone here in this room, I hope to get to a level where all of you are going to say, wow, I saw this guy speak when he was just a rookie. Thank you.